That night, I swear I felt my heart fracture, not with noise or drama, but quietly, like a branch snapping beneath heavy snow. It started with a laugh. Not just any laugh. Her laugh, the one that used to help me fall asleep when we still loved each other. But that night, it wasn't meant for me. Across the table, my wife Emily leaned in close to another man, her hand brushing his arm like it had every right to be there. We were at her company's annual dinner. I'd come along because she'd asked me to, though, looking back, maybe she didn't really want me there at all. Her boss, some big shot named Tyler, had thrown a private party to celebrate closing a massive deal. The kind of night filled with expensive wine and fake laughter, where everyone tried to outshine everyone else. Emily belonged in that crowd. I didn't. I fix HVAC systems for a living. I don't network. I fix things that are broken. Except that night, the one thing I couldn't fix was my marriage. "Relax, Daniel," Emily whispered, flashing the kind of tight, camera-ready smile she reserved for public events. "You look like you'd rather be anywhere else." "I probably would," I muttered. "You've been talking to that guy for half an hour. You've barely looked at me." She rolled her eyes. "Oh, not this again. He's my co-worker. Can't I talk to people without you turning into the jealous husband cliché?" "I'm not jealous," I said quietly. She cut me off, still smiling for crowd, then stopped glaring like you're about to punch someone. I stared at her for a long moment. Her makeup was flawless, her dress stunning, her perfume rich and familiar. I used to love seeing her like that. But tonight, all I saw was a woman who'd outgrown me, who looked happier laughing with another man than she ever did in my arms. I took a slow breath, forcing calm. Then I saw Tyler lean in, whisper something in her ear, and she laughed again, soft, warm, the kind of laugh that used to be mine. My hand tightened around my glass until I thought it might crack. Then she turned to me, her eyes cold behind her practiced smile. "If you're that jealous, Daniel," she said lightly, poison hidden in her tone, "then go home." The words hit like a blade. "Go home if you're jealous," she repeated, almost daring me. So I did. Without a word, I stood, grabbed my coat, and walked out. The drive home was silent, just the hum of the tires and her words echoing in my head. "Go home if you're jealous." It didn't sound like permission. It sounded like dismissal. When we first got married, she used to hold my arm at parties, proud to introduce me. "This is my husband, Daniel." She'd say, glowing, "He can fix anything." It made me feel like a hero. But somewhere between her promotion and her new circle of important people, that pride disappeared. I became just Daniel, the man who didn't quite fit her polished world. When I parked outside our house, I sat for a long time staring at the empty passenger seat. My phone buzzed a few times, co-workers, maybe friends. Not her. She didn't even check if I got home safe. I barely slept. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her laughing at Tyler's words, her hand resting on his arm like it belonged there. By 2 a.m, something inside me gave way. I wasn't just jealous anymore. I was done being treated like a stranger in my own marriage. So I made a decision not out of rage, but clarity. If Emily wanted space, I'd give her all the space she needed. When she stumbled in at 3:47 a.m., I pretended to be asleep. Her heels clicked softly across the floor, then stopped. A faint trace of whiskey and men's cologne, not mine, drifted through the air. She hesitated, maybe glancing at me, then whispered something under her breath before heading to the bathroom. The shower turned on. That's when I saw it. A smear of lipstick on her collar, a darker shade than the one she'd worn earlier. My chest twisted. I wanted to get up, confront her, demand answers. "Why are you doing this to us?" But instead, I waited. I knew morning would tell me everything. When dawn broke, I got up quietly, brewed a pot of coffee, and started packing. Just the basics. Clothes, my tools, a few personal things. I left my wedding ring on the counter, beside her favorite mug. By the time she woke, I was gone. At 8:32 a.m., my phone started ringing. "Emily." I ignored it. Then came the text. "Daniel, where are you? We need to talk." Why would you just leave like that? This isn't funny. By noon, she was calling nonstop. When I finally answered, her voice was shaking. Daniel, where the hell are you? At peace, I said quietly. What's that supposed to mean? It means you told me to go home if I was jealous. I did, and now I'm staying gone. Daniel, stop being dramatic, she snapped. You embarrassed me last night, walking out like that. People were asking where you went. Maybe you should have told them I went home, I said, like you told me to. Silence. Then her tone softened. You're overreacting. I didn't do anything wrong. I laughed bitterly. You didn't do anything, Emily. You came home at 4 a.m. smelling like another man's cologne. You think I wouldn't notice? That's not what it looks like, she said quickly. Tyler was drunk. He spilled his drink on me. That's all. I took a shower when I got home, didn't I? Her words came fast. Too fast. Too rehearsed. Right, I said. Just like how you forgot to call when you got there. Or how you didn't notice me leaving. You're twisting everything, she shouted. You always make me feel like the villain when I'm just trying to live my life. Then live it, I said softly. Just don't expect me to stick around while you pretend our marriage isn't falling apart. She went quiet. Then in a small voice, she asked, Where will you go? Does it matter? I said, You didn't care where I was last night. And I hung up. That day, I drove 2 hours to my brother's cabin. No phone signal. No noise. Just silence. The kind that forces you to feel everything you've been avoiding. That first night, I sat on the porch, staring up at the stars, wondering when love had turned into suspicion, when laughter had become lies. The truth hit hard. I'd been fighting for a version of her that didn't exist anymore. The next morning, my phone caught a signal. A voicemail waited. Her voice was soft, fragile. Daniel, please call me. I didn't mean what I said. I was drunk and stupid. I shouldn't have told you to go home. Her breath hitched. I could hear her crying. I don't even know why I flirted with him. It didn't mean anything. But when you left, it felt like I lost everything. Please come back. We can fix this. For a moment, my heart almost broke again. Almost. But then I remembered the look in her eyes that night, cold, dismissive. It wasn't one bad evening. It was years of small betrayals that had quietly eroded everything we built. So I sent one final text. You told me to go home if I was jealous. I finally did. Turns out home isn't where you are anymore. Weeks passed. She tried calling a few more times, then stopped. A mutual friend told me she'd quit her job soon after. Rumor was things with her boss got messy. Too messy. Karma, maybe. As for me, I started over. Found a small place. Threw myself into work. Rebuilt my piece one piece at a time. I won't lie. It still hurts sometimes. I still remember her laugh. How it used to be mine. But the pain doesn't own me anymore. Because that night, when she told me to go home, she thought she was pushing me away out of anger. She didn't realize she was setting me free from a love that had already died. And that freedom was worth everything.